It's our Halloween Spectacular 3D printing show. Hey, welcome to the first layer. This is our Spectacular 3D printing Halloween episode. My name's Slasher Richard Cleaverland. Yes, because I'm out slashing in my coveralls. No, I'm not. I don't go out anymore. Who am I kidding? But with me is a Master Chief. No. She's a Spartan. She is. You guys know who this is. This is the lovely Jess Corniching. So today I'm going to not show you my face because I'm trying to, compete with Jess. But this is our 3D printing Spectacular Halloween. This is our second annual Spectacular Halloween. We got some great stuff on the table. You might have noticed during the opening, we have this wonderful Lithophane right here on the table. And I want to point this out first, because this thing is amazing. Just check this out. I'm just going to start spinning this. This is created by Maker Maverick, and you can find this on Thingiverse. This thing is just so freaking cool. If you want to have something on your table, this is the thing to put on for Halloween. I mean, 3D printing is one of those things that, let me just get back to the best picture of all. Because there's my buddy right in the center and my favorite girlfriend down at the bottom. No, it's not Chucky or the Critter or Jack Nicholson or the little girl in front of the TV. It's, of course, Jason and Elvira, the lovely Elvira. So this is called the Halloween Horror Movie Lithophane. And as I said, there's a lot more parts to this. I didn't get it finished for the show, but I wanted to show it to you. It has this wonderful skull base. There's a bunch of other pieces that go with it. On the top, if you go over and check out his website or check out Thingiverse today for the Halloween Horror Movie Lithophane, you'll see all the instructions and all the parts are right there for you to get. Now, why is 3D printing in Halloween so important? Because you can make so many wonderful things. And I'm going to turn to Jess because she's got a great example of that. Of course, this mask is a replica of the mask worn by my good friend Richard Brooker, who passed away a few years ago. And he played, of course, Jason Voorhees in Friday the 13th Part 3. He was the first man to wear the iconic hockey mask, and then many people came along afterwards. But Jess today is wearing a fully 3D printed helmet. And the only thing that's not 3D printed on this is the visor. Now, everything else has been 3D printed, filled, sanded, and assembled. You guys might remember an episode we did last year when I was actually assembling this helmet, and it kind of went sprawling all over the place. Now, I know my voice is a little muffled in this hockey mask, and believe me, this won't protect me from any pucks. But you can do a lot of great things. There's a giant cauldron right here that you can do as well. This can be found on Thingiverse as part of the Witch's Cauldron collection. There are several different cauldrons. I made this one, I want to say I made this one 200% or maybe 250% printed on the CR10. And I did it all in black. It took almost a roll of black filament to do this. But the nice thing about it is you can use this as a candy bowl. There's another one that actually has a handle on it. And if you want your kids, they can use that to collect their candy as well. I found this really cool Ghoul Mask. And we'll get a close-up of this. And this mask, there we go. This mask here is all done in orange PLA. It's a little small for me, so this might fit a child. You'll want to scale this up. Again, this mask can be found on Thingiverse. Just type in Halloween on Thingiverse, and you can find a lot of these things. This is really cool. My printer, however, you can't see on the camera, but my printer was off a little bit, so it put these really neat striations on each of the layer lines, because I printed it on the jawline like this. So when you look at it, it actually looks even more demonic. What do you think? Yes? Yes. She says yes. So you can paint this up. There's a place here on the top that you can put straps. You see there, and then up here, there's a couple little holes. So you can do a 3-point strap system and make that Ghoul Mask something that you could wear. If you're a comic book fan, this could be easily painted up to be the Hobgoblin from Spider-Man, if anybody knows who I'm talking about. Hobgoblin, one of my favorite villains. Look, it looks like he has a tongue now. Yes, I'm kind of silly at this time of year. As most of you know, this is my favorite time of year. I absolutely love Halloween. And because you can be whatever you want. If you want to be a psycho killer like me, or you want to be a video game character like Jess, or maybe you want to be a demon, 3D printing can certainly help you out. Not only in your costuming, because there's tons of costumes and accessory pieces that are available on Thingiverse, and they are there for you to download and print and have a great time with. A couple other things I want to talk about quickly here on the table today is we've got these tombstones, and these tombstones are from the Haunted Mansion. Again, these can be found on Thingiverse. We're going to put all these links down below. So these little tombstones, if you look at these sayings on them, this one says, R.I.P. Cousin Hewitt, we all knew you didn't do it. And they've got Cousin Hewitt's face on them. And, you know, these are kind of cool. This one didn't quite turn out as well as I would have liked it. I did print them in this orientation, so this was the bottom. I should have printed them on their backs like this, which would have meant I would have had infill on the back side. Now, I think if I had printed them like this, I would have got a much better finish on the face of the tombstone. But you can make tombstones on your 3D printer if you've got something that's large. You can make like a CR10. You can make these to almost be full scale. If you use something like Luban that our good friend Brian Baker talked about on a previous episode, you can use Luban, make this as big as you need to, and then just cut it into sections, glue it all back together, paint it up, and away you go. Now we've got quite a few of the other ones here on the table. Let's go to Here Lies Phineas Pock, laid to rest beneath this rock. And these are all from the Haunted Mansion tour that were created by another individual on Thingiverse. All you have to do is type in Haunted Mansion Tombstone in your search, and you'll certainly find these. But we'll leave links in the description down below. Now, one of the coolest things that I thought this year was this candy dish. This is a coffin where the door opens and closes. It almost has a little creak to it. Can't hear it, but we'll put something in there so it sounds like a creak. But this can hold an enormous amount of candy, as you can see, and we've all been snacking on this candy. See, everybody's snacking on the candy. I have this hard piece of plastic in front of my face, so Jess can't eat the candy. She's crying now. We'll get her all fixed up. Oh. Doesn't have a mouth hole to put it in. It's all covered up. So one of the things you might want to do when you're making masks is make a mouth hole so you can put candy in it. Everybody likes to have a mouth hole. Now, the other thing that you can see here on the table is the Haunted Mansion plaque. If you want to take your decorating to the next level, now we just put some primer on this one. Again, all of this stuff was printed with our filament from spool3d.ca. We use their dark orange, their black, their gray, and of course their white, which makes amazing lithophanes. But this Haunted Mansion plaque, let me see if I can turn it to this camera here. It's incredibly detailed, and it looks just like the plaque from the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland. And I think this is just amazingly done well. I scaled this up and printed this on the CR10 in a corner-to-corner orientation. There is some imperfections in it, but you know what? I don't care because I'm just going to paint this thing with a bronze paint, and we are going to go ahead and put some antiquing on it so it looks like it's getting a little aged and worn. And then I might hang it outside my house this Halloween. Or maybe Jess will put it outside her house this Halloween. There you go. Because if you've ever been to Jess's house, it's kind of like the haunted mansion. Sometimes. You have a dog that howls like a wolf. There you go. And I love that dog. I had to tape it to my coffee cup so it would stand up. All right, so that kind of takes care of all of the stuff that we printed this Halloween. But go ahead, look on to Thingiverse, look on to myminifactory.com. There's an amazing amount of Halloween accessories, costume parts, wands if you want to be a Harry Potter wizard or a Voldemort, or you want to be any kind of wizard. You can pretty much make anything that you need. You can make masks like we're wearing today, or like this creepy ghoul that we've got on the table. Oh, she wants the creepy ghoul. We're going to give her the creepy ghoul. See, there you go. Now, wouldn't that scare you in a dark alley? So there's all kinds of stuff that you can get from Thingiverse. All these files are free. Go ahead, download them, find some stuff for your next Halloween party. You want to put little tombstones around your finger sandwiches. Maybe they're real fingers. Who knows? Yeah, real fingers. Nom, 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 nom. Real fingers. There you go. Or make yourself a giant coffin as a candy dish. Put some dry ice in your cauldron with a little bit of LED lighting. And, you know, the possibilities are completely endless. I hope that you guys have a safe Halloween this year. I hope that the kids bring home tons of treats. And parents, just remember, though, keep an eye on your kids this Halloween because, as always, you know, Halloween can be a little bit of a crazy time. And always, always go through all of their treats before you allow them to have any. That is just kind of standard practice here in the world that we live today. So I hope that you all have a safe and happy Halloween this year. We're going to get out of here right away because this mask is chafing my beard. Yes, it's chafing. And you're getting hot in there. Yes, she is. And, you know, it's that kind of year. So we've got snow here on the ground in Calgary, and we're going to give you guys a chance to go out and print some of these for yourself. I want to thank a few people, of course, my wonderful staff, the lovely Jess Corniching, who is with me here on set today. We've got Brian Baker behind the controls, and of course, the always awesome Frank Awesome. These guys do a tireless job, and my wife, who went through and made sure that all these things were cleaned up for me so that I could present them to you today for our Halloween Spookytacular 3D printing show. And finally, I want to thank spool3d.ca. Print it right, print it with Spool 3D. They've got everything that you need, from filaments to printers and all the parts and accessories for your next upgrade or build. So check them out today at spool3d.ca. Thank you to all of our Patreons, because without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do some of this stuff. And we appreciate all the help that you give us with your financial commitment each and every month. And that helps us, of course, to bring you, some wonderful, great stuff. We're going to get out of here pretty soon because I'm dying to have one of those treats. And I think Jess is too. I think Jess wants one too. There she goes. We're going to have a challenge after we get off air today because there's bubble gum in here that changes the color of your mouth. So maybe we might get some pictures and put them up on our Facebook page. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are interested in becoming a Patreon, go and check us out at patreon.com. We've got a lot of great things coming, and we have been a little slow to the race on that one, but we are picking it up now that teams all kind of come together and we know what we're doing. With that said, if you're not into a monthly commitment, you can always go ahead and buy me a coffee or a spiced never mind. We won't get into that one. That's for after hours. But go ahead, you can buy me a coffee, or Jess, or Brian, or Frank, or anybody on the team. And by going to buymeacoffee.com/thefirstlayer. Now, I think I thanked everybody, didn't I? Did I get everybody? Except for my lovely wife, who cleans all this stuff for me and makes sure it's presentable to go on screen. With that said, guys, remember that the first layer is always your foundation to a great print. Thank you for joining us today, and we will see you next time. Have a great Halloween, everyone.